Righto, episode 3, we're back with Warbird. We've worked over the weekend, so I apologise for you guys. I didn't have the camera running, but my cameraman, I think, had too many to drink and was out partying, so apologise there. Now, what we did get achieved over the weekend, we got the car running again, but this time we got the EGTs fitted. So what they're doing is giving a cylinder temp back into the computer or into the race pack, so that'll just help Benny keep an eye on the engine. So what I'll do, I'll hook the battery up, we'll throw you guys in the passenger seat and I'll show you what I've done. I've also moved the oil light, which may help me next time. So come around, we'll hook the battery up. Alright, now I disconnect the battery because I don't know what Benny's done with the wiring, so just to be safe while we're not here. So jump the passenger side. Righto, so what I've done is I've moved the oil light. The oil light was underneath the dash, and as we know in summer nats, I ran 15 seconds too long with the oil light on. I blamed I couldn't see it was down underneath. So what we've done is we moved the oil light up here so it'll be right in my face. So there's no excuse. Once the car goes 35 pounds or less of oil pressure, that light's going to come on, light up my face, bright red. Surely I'll see it this time. Also, we've mounted the race pack down here, so I'll throw the power on. Now for one, you can see how bright that is. That's shining in my eyes and it's not great. So I'll know from now on we've got no oil. But we've also set up down here the race pack, and in behind it here is a little switch which will change the screens around, which will give Benny a few more options so he can keep an eye on it, but it'll give each cylinder there. So we've got 2, 4, 6 and 8, so that's down one side of the engine. So when we come off, little SIM card up here in the top of the screen, which we can see where Benny pushes it in. We'll be able to pop that out, put it in the computer, in the laptop, shoot it over to Benny. If he's not near the car, different country, wherever he is, he can check the data out and it'll tell him exactly what I've been doing. So that's the plan there. Now I'm getting really close here, so I'm going to put the car on the hoist, give it a clean underneath, because Custom's going to go over this with a fine tooth comb, obviously when we go into international waters. Also, I've got to change the diff gears. So some nats we ran 3.5 just because of the rubber on the pad. Everywhere else in the country we go back to a 3 ratio, a lot less rubber. We don't need to make the 60-second time limit, so that'll make it a lot easier there. So put the set of 3 gears back in it. Now, while I'm getting on the hoist and getting ready, we'll cut over to Steve and we'll check out how the Camaro's going.
Hi guys, just a bit of an update to show you where the Camaro's at before it goes over to the States. So we're just tidying up the body a little bit. Summer nats last year, we give the fence a bit of a tap. Some of the back of the car's sort of just a little bit untidy with the wrap tarnished from the coloured smoke tyres. So as you can see, Gordon's just preparing the quarters. We're going to put a new new rear bar on it when we get over there. We've got a bit of damage around the other side. So yeah, this is the driver's side where we tap the fence at summer nats. So, going to be repaired in the next day or so. Thanks to Gordon from ITA Panels. He's been a supporter of Killa-b Camaro and also Nuck and Fuss Gemini for a lot of years now, so we appreciate his continued support. But yeah, just a bit of an update. This is where it's at. We'll keep you informed as the journey continues.
Right, underneath the Warbird, we've got to change the diff ratio. So step 1, tail shaft out. Righto, so axles are out of the diff centre, we'll throw it up in the air. Right, time for step 3. We're going to remove the diff center. Now we need ourselves 9/16 socket, spanner, and a flat blade screwdriver. Now, remember this car has only done 3 burnouts, or say 4 burnouts from absolute max with that diff center in it. So I'll show you how dirty it does actually get. Now that's going to be to clean off around the nuts so we can get everything off. But if you have a look at that there, now that's in the front of the diff. Now look how dirty it is. So clean all the rubber off before we get it out. Now later on we are going to clean this car completely for customs because they're going to be really strict. But if you have a look back here, after 3 burnouts, I mean, look at that. That's only 3 burnouts, maybe 4 absolute max. So this thing's got a long way to go on the cleaning side of things. But back to step 3. Let's whip this diff center out. Right, so I've undone the nuts. We're starting to leak out a little bit of the old Penrite 140 oil. Now if you have a look at it, it's like brand new. So like I said, I've only done 3, maybe 4 sets of tyres. Right, so the diff is behind us draining. Now I've gone and found myself a 3 ratio diff. Now you may notice it's got no rubber on it. So a quick story behind that, I've gone to the race transporter to grab my 3 ratio and it's missing along with one of my axles. Now I carry a spare set of axles as well. So it turns out with a bit of investigating, Heath has sold my diff center to one of his mates. So I've gone for the new one, the upside. I don't need to clean nothing, it's ready to go. So that's a good thing. The missing axle I do know about, Rick Fuller in LS1. Had a few issues early at Summernats. He borrowed one of my axles, threw it in there, and he went on for the win. So congratulations to Rick, kept the axle, and if you do want to know, Rick is running a Chev pattern on one side and Ford on the other, but got the job done. So back to this, brand new centre, it's nice and clean. Let's knock the old one out, let's put the new one in, and we should be ready. Alright, so we're back. It is pouring rain, there's a bit of thunder and lightning going on. I am drenched, I've had to go and put the blood out of the way back in the office, so I'm back with your car, but if you see out there, that's pouring down. Alright, back to the job at hand. We've got the new gasket. Obviously we've cleaned the diff up, we've seen that. Copper gasket spray. We use a copper gasket spray always on it, so nice coat. Seriously happening here at the rod shop. Alright, so we've got our outer gasket, it's nice and tacky, we'll put it in position. Oh no! Now we're out of power, so we're back with power, stick with me. More importantly, the bloodhound is locked in the office. Alright, so gasket's on there, we've got our brand new diff, because obviously he's pinched my old diff. We'll throw that in. I just need to go and grab some brand new nuts and copper washers. Give us 2 secs, we'll put that in. Alright, so we mentioned the thunder and lightning. The reason I'm wet is I had to go and find her. Now she's pushed her way out of the office door. Thunder and lightning's still going, someone's a bit nervous, so it looks like I have myself an apprentice for the afternoon. Good girl. Right, there. Right, we're all bolted back together underneath. Time to put some oil back in the diff. Well, we're starting to bubble out there, so I reckon I'll just lean down with that bottle sitting there. So we'll just nip that back up. Now that is ready to go. Now, the fun part. This happens all the time, it's a terrible job, but we're going to clean some rubber off underneath. So I might just get rid of the stiff, clean the oil up a little bit, let my cameraman clean back up, do his hair, and we'll get back to cleaning the car. Righto, so it's that time. The worst part of the job. Now it's awesome fun putting the rubber under the car. Getting off is not so fun. So wide brush time, which is still full of bit of rubber from the previous outing, and the paint scraper are probably about the only two items that you really need. That and a bit later on we'll give it a wash because the customer's going to go over it. So give you a quick rundown down the back here. Now we said it's only 3, maybe 4 sets of tyres, but we see what we've got. We can see how thick that is. 3 or 4 sets of tyres. Now, the upside to that is I know that Killa-b would have to have 30 sets of tyres in because Steve ain't going to clean it very often. So I might be here for an hour or two giving this a good scrub, but I reckon he's got a solid day ahead of him. So that makes me feel a little bit better. So I'm going to get to it. I'm going to be here for a few hours, but we're going to get this thing spotless. Righto. So I've been at it for a little while, but there's still a long way to go. Now, the man behind the camera, Chevy, has been at me for a long time to have a go on the tools. Now, he's really good photography, camera-wise, but if there's ever going to be a day where you deserve a chance on the tools, mate, today's your day. So, thank you, sir. What I'll do is I'll give it a quick blow off underneath. We might have a quick sweep up so we don't drag this around the whole workshop. Then we'll prep salt or use a wax and grease remover, give it a wipe down, touch it up, and it should be looking somewhere where we need it. But we'll give it a quick blow off, see what happens. Now I'm glad we do not have to do this every time, but obviously for customs we've got to get it right. So normally not this bad, but today we'll give it a once over. So people always say at the road shop, what is your job? And I say sweeping floors and making coffee. So see, I'm not lying. Alright, so we've got the wheels over here, the American Legends. We're about to throw them back on the car now. Obviously, as you can see around here, they are fairly filthy. So we give them a bit of a scrub. Now we have to go over customs, so customs aren't going to like the dirt and the debris on there. So we'll give it a bit of clean up. But if you run around here, I'm already slowly chipping away. They're cleaning up quite well. So obviously it'll steer a lot better with a cleaner tread and a cleaner tyres. So the fronts are pretty messy, so I'm already dirty. So it doesn't really matter. We'll give it a bit of a clean up. You can see the rear, obviously they don't go on the pad at all. So the American Legends at the rear always look quite nice, except for where you give a little bit of a scuff. So we'll clean that up where the boys, or myself, have been knocking them, getting them on and off. They're right to go. Quick clean up the front, give them a wipe, and they should be good to get back on the Warbird, and then we'll be ready to roll her out. Righto, so the final American Legend wheel is about to get put on the Warbird. Now, before I do, we'll give the Wilwood brakes a bit of a tidy up. Now, speaking of Wilwood brakes, we've been using Wilwood for 7, 8, 9 years now, and they've been awesome. They've never let us down. Now, something like this with 1700 horsepower only has front brakes. We don't run rear ons to being a burnout car, and it pulls up awesome. So, really happy we've got them on board, and they work really well. Now, one other thing to let you guys know, when we hit America, we've got a heap of stop-offs. Obviously, Cletus is our main target. We're going to do all these shows and maybe a couple of extras, but I do plan on taking Warbird over to Wilwood's factory there before we get over to SEMA. Now, a bit of luck for you guys that do work at Wilwood. If we can talk Bill into it, maybe I can put a show on out the back for you. Righto, so all the work's done. Once again, massive thanks to Benny No Gas Performance, Steve and the guys for the running around, and all my team here at the Rod Shop. Now, we've got an awesome crew on here. Everyone has done their bit on this car. Many thanks. So hopefully I can reward them by putting on a cool show in America.
Alright, so the boys have finished with Warbird. They've done a few changes, bit of maintenance, and fully detailed the car. As we spoke about with the Tron, there's not a lot to do with this thing. We're just going to push it down the back, get up on the hoist, give it a full detail and a clean, obviously for customs going into the US. So let's get it down the back, we'll show you underneath it, and get this looking A1.
Oh, well, that's a wrap for episode 3. The Tron is clean. Marc's Falcon's clean. Make sure you tune in next week for episode 4 as this USA trip continues.